All right. So 6.6, trig of right triangles. This will be day number 4. In day 4 video, I hope you have your thinking caps on because here it comes. Applications of right triangles. We'll do 2 today. See how you do on those before we keep going. But let's take a look. Let's get started. Graphing calculators out, open, ready to go. And let's get to it. So, with applications, you're going to run into 2 situations. You're either going to run into an angle of elevation, which obviously, think about it, your line of sight is right here. This would be the horizontal. You're obviously looking up at the object, so duh, it would be the angle of elevation. The other one is the angle of depression. Here's where you have to be careful. The angle of depression, here is the right triangle that you form for the angle of depression. See, notice the difference. Oh, crap. It's not this angle here when we're talking about the angle of depression. It's this angle here from your eyesight down. That's the angle of depression that's formed, not this angle right here. It's the biggest mistake that I see everybody make, so please be careful. Angle of elevation, that one's the easy one. The angle of depression, though, that's going to take a little bit of work to remember. But great news for you. If you remember from geometry, I have 2 parallel lines cut by that was a terrible one. 2 parallel lines cut by a transversal. Ooh, geometry. I remember that these angles here and here, what are they called again? Well, they're called alternate interior angles, and I know alternate interior angles are congruent to each other. So if I remember that, did I just save myself a lot of time. So hopefully you remember that from geometry. If not, well, you're welcome. Okay, so let's take a look at an example. So it says, I'm guessing you can read this, I'm not going to read it. It says, notice there's a lake 30 meters below. If the angle of depression is 35 degrees, what is the distance from the kayak to the glacier? So here's what I'm thinking. Alternate interior angles are congruent. So if that's 35, that means that's 35. How do I solve for the letter D? Well, I know I have opposite and adjacent. So tangent does opposite over adjacent. And I think when I do my cross multiplication, I get 42.84 meters. And voila, the distance from the kayak to the glacier would be 42.84 meters. Yeah, you're probably, wow, that was really, really easy. Yes, it starts out really easy and it gets a little bit more difficult as we keep going. So take a look. Now, here's the deal. You're going to pretty much, this is how word problems are going to be. You're going to have to basically draw the picture, kind of label everything, so get used to it. So it says, from a point 340 feet away from the base of the Peachtree Center Plaza in Atlanta, Georgia, angle of elevation of the top is 65 degrees. Find the height of the building. So the advice I would give you, always draw a picture. For me, it gets a little bit easier because I can play power of the internet. I can say, hey guys, there is the Peachtree Center Plaza. That's the actual picture of the Peachtree Center Plaza. That's actually in Atlanta, Georgia. So think about that. There it is. So it says that from a point 340 feet away from the base. So 340 feet away from the base. Okay, so I drew that. It says the angle of elevation of the top is 65 degrees. So to the top, notice it formed a right triangle. That angle is 65 degrees. Find the height of the building. There it is. So, how do I do this? Well, tangent again, ready, opposite, and adjacent. So, tangent, cross multiply. That sucker is 729.13 feet in the air. So, find the height of the building. There it is, and voila. I think so far so good. First two word problems, not bad. Hopefully that went okay for you, and great job!